All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Boop. Here we go. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday stream where we usually do EDH gameplay. You know, we play some Magic Online, some Commander games. However, today is a special day because Magic Online is undergoing scheduled maintenance, extended maintenance, in preparation for Midnight Hunt release that goes up and live tomorrow. So instead of risking potentially having no Magic Online available to us today and just canceling the stream awkwardly, I decided, you know what? Let's not take any chances. Let's do a Backseat Brew stream for this week. We actually didn't do one on the usual time, which is Sunday, the Backseat Brew stream, because we were doing a ranking stream. I was ranking all the new Midnight Hunt commanders on a list of what I'm most hyped for. So we didn't get to do any Backseat Brewing on that. So I decided, you know what, let's do it for this Wednesday. So that's why Backseat Brew is on a Wednesday. That is your explanation. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Vilhelt would be worse than Tovalar for me. Hey, Alex. Hey, CML. Hey, Gundis Salvus. Hey, Connor. Hey, Alex. How's it going? Adriano's thumbnail is lit. It always is. All right, so for people who have never joined a Backseat Brew before, here's a quick rundown. I always produce a little Google Doc, which you can find in the video description. You can find a link to it in the video description. And what we do is I choose 4 commanders that I am personally hyped for in terms of brewing, that I've never brewed before. And I give you a quick pitch on why I think each one is cool. And then I will generate a straw poll. Wait, no, I don't generate a straw poll. I will make the poll on the YouTube stream, actually, because they have a feature that's actually good. And I only learned about it recently. And I might have forgotten about it until then. So we're going to do a poll after I do my little sales pitch on all 4 of these. You get to choose. And the top most voted option after 10 minutes of voting will be the commander that we will build from scratch. We're going to build it section by section. We start with the boring bits, the land and ramp, then we go to the card draw, then we go to the removal, the wipes of recursion, tutors and hate, and all that stuff. And that just keeps it nice and organized, you know? If everybody just like throwing out cards willy-nilly, then it gets really, really chaotic and disorganized, and you end up with like 200 cards and you don't know what to cut. So this keeps it nice and clean and crisp, and you'll see when it's in action, it's actually pretty darn awesome. But anyway, that's the whole idea. And, you know, since Midnight Hunt has just been released, Midnight Hunt and the Midnight Hunt Commanders, so MID and MIC as acronyms, I thought, you know what, we got 29 new commander options. Might as well start going through them. I threw in 4 of my personal most hyped ones. But don't worry, if those 4 are not the ones that you are most hyped for, there's 29 of them, you know? So future brews will definitely have more options put on the poll. Generally speaking, the bottom 2 commanders that don't get voted just get ditched, and the one that is in second place gets brought over to the next poll. But yeah, that is the plan. Hello, Gustavo. Toski is the best werewolf in the 99. It probably is. Eloise speaks to my soul. I'm glad people are excited for Eloise. Rem second, Eloise gang. All right. Well, I will say that I'm hyped for every single one of these, hence why they're here. So you literally could not make me disappointed with whatever you choose, chat. That's the conceit about when I construct the poll, is I only choose the ones that I like. So I win, you win, everybody wins. So as you can see in Midnight Hunt, we got 20 new commanders. And of those, I would say half of them, well, some of them are reprints, like Odric, Master Tactician, Michaeus. Oh, actually, maybe I should do is first printing. What is it, FP? No, is first printing. Yeah, there we go. So there's 24 new ones. Probably should have done that a little bit earlier. But yeah, 24 new commanders that we can be talking about. We'll probably get through, a good half of them. Some of them I won't go through. Ludovic. I'm sorry, Ludovic, if there's any Ludovic fans. I don't think I'm going to get around to that one. But yeah. Eloise Gang, Rim Second, Tovalar. Yup. I will say for the werewolf fans, regardless of whether or not people are hyped for it, I'm definitely hyped for it. I'm going to be doing... I did a Budget Commander werewolf article in a video a couple years back. I think it was with War of the Spark came out. So I'm definitely doing another budget werewolf thing. You can expect it coming out next week, I think, after like the pre-con upgrades and whatnot. What board wipe would you recommend for a mono green deck? Generally speaking, you have two good options. You have the one that makes beast tokens for each creature your opponents control, Azuri's Predation. And the other one that you can do that I think is really good is basically any colorless board wipes. So you can run Big Daddy Ugin. You can run All Is Dust. You can run Navindral's Disc, Oblivion Stone, Perilous Vault. Those all work. So yeah, there's plenty of colorless options for board wipes in green. Great Aurora. Oh boy. All right. So anywho, now that I did my spiel, on what we're going to be doing today, I think it's time to get started. So option number one is, of course, Tovalar, Dire Overlord. Not much you need to know about Tovalar. Tovalar is incredibly powerful. Even if he was missing half the text on this card, he would still be the best He would still be the best werewolf ever printed, and he would be the best commander for werewolves ever printed. Though the amount of legendary werewolf options you have is pretty low. It's him and Aura pretty much. But anywho, this card is absolutely insane. The first part is whenever a wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. So he's essentially like a Toski. He turns all your wolves, all your werewolves on your board into insane card draw, and that's going to be a really huge benefit considering the average card quality of wolves and werewolves is a little bit below average, I would say, in terms of like the other more popular archetypes out there, like werewolves and zombies and whatnot. So being able to smooth out your draws by drawing a ton of cards very efficiently is really, really good. That's number one. Number two is he is a really easy way of flipping your werewolves, which is another big hurdle that werewolf decks run into at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control 3 or more wolves and or werewolves, so Tovalar and 2 other creatures essentially, it becomes a knight, and you transform any number of human werewolves you control. So knight would have making it night would have already flipped your new werewolves that are day-bound, night-bound, but the old werewolves from the last 2 Innistrad sets, they don't have the day-bound, night-bound mechanic, and Tovalar is a nice way to flip them for you, which is essential, honestly. That's like the big thing that a werewolf leader should be doing. And then on the backside, you still have the sweet Toski ability. You're drawing still the exact same number of cards as you were on the front side, but you also have the Kessig Wolf Run effect, where you could just dump your mana to turn any of your wolves and werewolves into these huge powered tramply beasts that not only can finish games by dealing lethal damage, pushing lethal damage through, but also it just lets you get over any chump blockers. You just trample over any chump blockers, and then you get still do combat damage to players and draw cards. So this card, very, very good. I would be building it very much werewolf focused. there is a cheeky way of using Tovalar to flip basically anything that can transform. Like Masquerade Nexus, you could build a Masquerade Nexus deck. So you have Tovalar as your commander. You build a Masquerade Nexus deck, which it's cute. It's a cute gimmick, but basically you turn all your creatures into human werewolves, and then Tovalar then can transform all your human werewolves and get value out of it that way. But there's not a lot of non-human werewolves that transform that are really worth it, I don't think. When I was looking through it, like I would be really excited to like flip Elbrus, for example, but Elbrus is not a creature. You'd have to turn into a creature first, you know? And then you could turn it into a human werewolf. There's some stuff, you know, you could transform your Delver of Secrets or whatever, but I wouldn't be going for that. I would be going for straight up werewolves tribal if we were picking Tovalar. Next up, we got a new Clue tribal commander. Not focused on clues so much, but it definitely makes a lot of clues, and you could focus on clues, and that's basically what I would be aiming for. This is Eloise. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right or wrong, but this is basically our Innistrad Sherlock Holmes character that I was pining for. We've had a Clue tribal commander, a Clue tribal commander more recently, fairly recently rather, with Lonus Cryptozoologist, but I didn't really like I think this is a really powerful Clue tribal commander, and it deals with non-token creatures entering the battlefield to investigate. And while this card is really powerful and it lets you run most of the sweet Clue cards, my main issue with it was I just didn't like the aesthetic behind it. I don't want like a snake Simic character to be my Clue tribal person. I was really hoping for a Sherlock Holmes type character to be the Clue tribal thing, like a detective, you know? I wanted a detective to be my Clue tribal commander. So Lonus, the scientist, the cryptozoologist, didn't really scratch that itch for me. It's also Simic, and it's like Simic does enough things. I don't know. I wanted a Sherlock Holmes. I wanted somebody in this sort of getup, and so this definitely scratches that exact itch that I was hoping for. Where Lonus was focusing on creatures entering the battlefield, non-token creatures entering the battlefield, rather. Eloise is very different. It's Demir. It's a 5-mana commander instead of 2, so that's like quite the mana investment to get her going. But she definitely has more explosive potential than Lonus does, or at least easier explosive potential. This is whenever another creature you control dies, investigate. So it even counts tokens, whereas Lonus was restricted to only non-token creatures. This one doesn't care if it's a token or not. You get to investigate whenever it dies, and whenever you sacrifice a token, not just a Clue token, but any token, you can surveil one. So this is actually kind of definitely encouraging you to focus on creature tokens and sacrificing them, because you get to surveil and you get to investigate a whole bunch of times too. There's some really powerful things you can do with Eloise as well. The most obvious of the ones is March of the Machines. March of the Machines is an enchantment that says each non-creature artifact is an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its mana value. So if you have a Clue token on the battlefield, a Clue token is a non-creature artifact with a mana value of 0. If you have March of the Machines on the battlefield, your Clue token would be a creature. It would immediately die because it's a 0/0. That would trigger Eloise, which would let you investigate, and you would basically get to investigate infinite times. However, this is not a May effect. So if you put together March of the Machines and Eloise, you would investigate infinite times, but you would have no way of stopping this infinite loop. And therefore, if you have no way of stopping the infinite loop, you would turn the game into a draw. So the game would just immediately end and you would draw. You would need a third card to turn that infinite loop into a win condition or some way of stopping it. Either you have a way to sacrifice Eloise or sacrifice the March of the Machines or bounce it or whatever to stop it at some given point. Or, even better, I think, you just add in a Blood Artist or some win condition that says Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life, so you drain 1. If you have any of these third cards with the Eloise March of the Machines combo, you get to do Infinite Investigate, but also Infinite Drain. And there's a lot of different variants on Blood Artist as well. There's Blood Artist, there's Falcon Wrath, Aristocrat, there's Mary, I can't spell it properly, but I think it's this way. Nope, it's a 1R, Marionette Master. Whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. Disciple of the Vault works, Zulapur Cutthroat. So there's like a lot of ways you can turn this combo into an infinite win condition instead of just a way to draw the game. So that would be the win condition of the deck. But the rest of the deck would be focusing on artifacts and focusing on sacrifice in a combination of both, which is a really cool design space for Dimir. You don't really... artifacts are very much a blue thing and red thing, and sacrifice is very much a black thing. Having a Dimir commander that kind of puts both artifacts and sacrifice together in the same deck and makes that a nice, cool overlap, I think is a really neat design space that I'm personally excited to explore a little bit. Yeah, Time Sieve is another way to get a lot of value out of your clues. You can sacrifice your clues and take extra turns. For people who don't know Time Sieve, you can sacrifice 5 artifacts, take an extra turn after this one. So if you're, investigating a lot, you have a lot of clue tokens, you can sacrifice 5 clue tokens, take an extra turn like that. So I think Eloise, also super cool. Tovalar, also super cool. Here's one that I feel like I'm definitely in the minority in terms of thinking is really cool. Rem Carolus, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, sorry. Stalwart Slayer is a character that has been referenced since the original Innistrad block over a decade ago. He showed up in, I think he showed up in flavor text in the original, and he showed up in flavor text in Shadows over Innistrad 5 years ago. Also, I think people would be familiar with him maybe, because he's the character depicted in Open the Armory, and this is also reference to him, this quotation. And this card sees quite a good amount of play because it's a flexible tutor. So Rem finally gets to show up on a card, and this is Boros Burn. Boros Burn is a style of Boros control deck that I've been super hyped about for over 5 years now. The first time I started talking about Boros Burn as an archetype was, what was it? Budget Archangel Avacyn? Yeah. Here it is. Back in 2016, I started talking about with Shadows over Innistrad, Archangel Avacyn flipping over and dealing 3 damage to each creature, and it's basically a Boros control deck. You're using a bunch of earthquake effects and mass damage spells to hit everybody, destroy all opposing creatures, essentially, deal damage to people's faces, but also amplify that damage with stuff like Dictate of the Twin Gods and Furnace of Wrath and all that stuff. But then you're also combining it with stuff like Mark of Asylum, which will prevent non-combat damage from affecting your creatures. So you basically cast your big earthquake spells and wipe the board of all opposing creatures, but your creatures will not be taking the damage, so they get to survive. So it's an asymmetrical board wipe. Really great way of generating card advantage in Boros, because you spend your 1 earthquake effect, you lose no other cards, your opponents lose multiple cards worth of creatures, so you get ahead that way. Plus you're also just like putting them behind in tempo. They're super behind, like they don't have a board state, you have a board state of creatures. It's also doubling as a win condition because you can earthquake people out of the game. So we saw that. So I initially dabbled with that with Archangel Avacyn, and then afterwards we got a new commander to do that with Firesong and Sunspeaker back in Dominaria. This was like 4 years ago at this point. Also, same idea, Boros Burn, essentially. It would give your red instant sorcery spells lifelink, so whenever you cast a big earthquake effect, you would gain a ton of life off it. And then whenever you cast white spells that gain life, you could lightning bolt people. So that was another take on Boros Burn that was focusing kind of on the life gain aspect of it too. Really cool. However, Firesong and Sunspeaker, 6 mana, Boros commander. The main issue with this commander was just that it costs 6 mana. It's a lightning rod for removal. When people remove it, you have to then spend 8 mana to recast it, and it was just kind of awkward as a commander. Then we got a commander that I immediately forgot that it even existed. He was so meh. But he also does the Boros Burn thing, and that was Tajik Legion's Edge. This one is 3 mana, so much more affordable. Hasten, Mentor, all neat, cool things. And prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. So again, he would be another way to protect your own creatures from earthquake effects. The only downside is Tajik doesn't protect himself from earthquake effects and mass damage. So you need a way to first protect Tajik and then cast your Blasphemous Axe or whatever like that. Now, after more time has passed, we finally got Rem, and I think Rem is by far the best of all the Boros Burn commanders so far. 3 mana, so he's cheap, he's affordable, you can recast him. The big thing here is, spells that would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, you prevent it. So he prevents the damage, again, protecting you and your creatures from earthquake damage and whatnot. He even enhances your burn damage with his second part. He just adds that much damage +1. But it also helps your mutual opponents too. So if an opponent casts a earthquake or whatever, they deal 1 extra damage as well with it. So he handles what I would expect from Boros Burn, which is protecting your board state from your own burn stuff, and he even enhances it a little bit. But the nice thing here is he has flying. So flying is randomly, well, not randomly, but like actually low-key really, really good with earthquakes, because a lot of the earthquake variants don't deal damage to flyers. So Rem is already protected from earthquakes and magma quakes. Now, he's not protected from all of them. Like, he's not protected from Blasphemous Act, and he's not protected from like a rolling earthquake because he doesn't have horsemanship. He has like griffinship or whatever. So you still want to run a bunch of ways to protect him, but that's kind of like the little edge he has. So this deck would be all about like, is it Torolf? Yeah. This deck would all be about like casting big burn spells, enhancing those burn spells of like Torolf, adding Fiery Emancipation, all these ways of getting extra value out of our burn spells, and then making sure our own creatures don't die to our burn spells of like the Wanderer or Rim and all that good stuff. And that's basically the deck. It's very different take on Boros, and it's really cool. And I've been a big fan of Boros Burn for like 6 years now. So I'm very hyped for him. I know he's a little bit of a hard sell though, but yeah, that's me on him. Anyway, the final option that we have here today, friends, is actually like a 4-parter, three option. Selesnya Humans is a thing that what's it called, Midnight Hunt has been pushing. Specifically Selesnya Humans. We've seen Mardu Humans in Ikoria, with Jarina Kudro and Trin and Silvar. And this time we're seeing Human Tribal in Selesnya with 3 different options. The first one is Katilda, which is essentially Elf Ball for humans. So Human Ball, I would say. Human creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any any of this creature's colors. So you can tap to add white or green or both, or maybe even other colors if this was a multicolor, more than Selesnya colored deck. And you can also add counters onto it once you have, more mana you can handle with. So basically turning all your humans into Land of War elves or Avacyn's pilgrims or whatever is incredibly powerful. It allows you to do really silly things, just generating like enormous Genesis waves and whatever. There's big spells. You know what they do. And obviously, if you have Catilda as your commander, you could go pretty deep on the untapping business. You could run stuff like Village Bellringer to untap all your creatures, so you can tap them all for mana, float most of it, spend 3 of it on the Bellringer, put the Bellringer on the battlefield, untap all your creatures, tap them again for mana. Go crazy with the big mana plays. And that's basically what Catilda is. It's human ball, so it's elf ball with a new twist where you don't have elf creatures, you have human creatures. And how will that deck look different? I mean, generally speaking, humans don't have really this style of play, but they have a totally different card pool to work with. So it's going to look very different from your traditional elf ball deck. It's still going to be very much like a very explosive deck, a very much all-in deck. If you get board wipes, you essentially don't play the game. But if you get to snowball, you get to win the game in a glorious fashion. That's Catilda for you. The next one is a Selesnya beat face option, essentially. It's go wide humans, whereas Catilda is all about making mana. Kyler is all about just getting in there for tons of damage and beating face as quickly as possible. He's kind of like he's an anthem for humans. Whenever another human enters battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on Kyler, and other humans get +1/+1 for each counter on Kyler. So either you make a lot of human tokens, with Adeline or whatever, to put a ton of counters on Kyler, you could also just add a bunch of counters onto Kyler and then buff your humans that way. Either way, you're going to make a lot of human tokens. You're going to buff them with Kyler. And you just smash for a ridiculous amount of damage. This is a super efficient anthem on a stick. He is 5 mana, so casting him multiple times is going to be a little bit tricky, but you're also in green, so it shouldn't be that difficult to recast him over and over again. Either way, you're going to be running all these creatures in the same deck, so all is good. And the final option for Selesnya humans is Sigarda, Champion of Light. Whereas Catilda is a human ball deck that's super explosive and kind of all in, and Kyler is also much the same, where you also want to be super go wide, and you will fumble a lot if you get shut down a lot. Sigarda is the least explosive, but the most resilient to removal, I would say, of the human tribal commanders. Flying Trample, 4 mana. So not the cheapest, but not the most expensive. Gives your humans +1/+1. So nothing as crazy as Kyler or whatever, but it is a nice little boost. But the Coven ability is pretty easy to pull off. You still need 2 other creatures at least, but assuming you can fulfill the Coven requirement, or Coven requirement, it's Coven requirement, I think. If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them and put it into your hand. The rest at the bottom of your library and in order. I think Sigarda is the best in terms of fighting through removal, because you just need Sigarda and 2 other creatures essentially, and start attacking with her to start generating incremental card advantage. It's card selection too, because you get to dig 5 and you're going to be grabbing a human instead of just like a random land or whatever. And you just keep doing that, right? Like you keep smacking with your Flample 4/4. You keep generating incremental card advantage. Nothing she does is like super explosive or is super flashy or like crazy exciting or anything, but it's very consistent, it's very resilient, and it will constantly give you a steady source of card advantage to work with. So if you are in a meta that is heavy on board wipes and removal, Sigarda is going to probably get you the most value in the long run and consistently than the other 2. Regardless, Either way, no matter which Selesnya human deck you're going to be making, you're going to be running all 3 of these cards. So it's just a matter of, do you prefer them in the 99 or do you prefer them in the command zone? And I'm going to allow you guys to choose that answer for us if Selesnya humans gets to be chosen. Whew. So that was a lot. That was a spiel. Thank you for listening. So we got Tovalar Werewolf Tribal. We got Eloise, Clue Aristocrats. We got Rem Careless, Boros Burn. And we got Selesnya Humans, which if Selesnya Humans wins, I will make another poll, and you get to choose between Catilda, Kyler, or Sigarda. Do you rehearse this? Absolutely not, Wade. That was off the top of my head. Does it sound like I rehearsed it? Anywho, it's poll time. So, you get to choose your commander. First one is Werewolf Tribal. Tovalar, Werewolf Tribal. Eloise, Clue, Aristocrats. Rem, Boros, Burn. And the final one is Selesnya Humans. We're going to ask our community over here. All right, the poll should be up. Hopefully you can see if you are looking at chat right now. And hopefully it works fine. I will set the time for 2:50. Right now it's 2:40, so in 10 minutes from now at 2:50, I will be closing the polls and we will be choosing a victor or dubbing a victor, and we will start brewing the deck. Whew. All right, I'm catching up on chat now. So we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes, chat. You and me, we're going to hang out for a little bit, you know, just you and me and everybody else in chat. And you can ask me whatever during this time. We have 10 minutes to chill. I wanted to Investigate Commander, and I'm glad it exists with Surveil, but meh. I hope I can convince you otherwise, damn, because I really like Eloise. Is it Eloise? I hope I'm saying it right. Campaign for Tovalar. I see. We all know how excited he was for Boros Burn. Give the man one. I'm excited for anything, I swear. I swear I'll be happy with whatever you choose. Hashtag free goals. Love clues so much. Hopefully Crimson Vow gives more clue support. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Torm, what is your favorite elephant? Hamza. Hamza's my favorite elephant. Took me a second, but then I remembered Hamza. You guys going to talk about Golos ban on the podcast? No. So we were thinking about talking about the Golos ban, but the thing with the Golos ban is it's relevant for a week maximum, honestly, and then nobody's gonna care after a week. It's not gonna be a topic that people are going to look into because everybody's gonna be covering it. You're gonna get content overload on Golos for the next week, and then you're gonna be sick of it by the week after. So we are a bi-weekly or every other week podcast. So if we're recording the next podcast on Friday. And you're only going to see it in 2 weeks from now. So I don't think people 2 weeks from now are going to care about Golos, or they're going to be so sick of it, they're probably just going to avoid the podcast altogether. So yeah, we're not talking about it. We were thinking about talking about it, doing an impromptu thing. The day it got banned, but there's so many other things to cover. You can expect from me, I have an article/video coming out very soon that's covering alternatives for anybody who lost their Golos deck and they're looking for alternatives, alternative commanders to keep their deck from being dismantled or anything. I have an article and video that's going to be covering that. So for example, I noticed that the most popular archetype for Golos decks was actually the lands deck, and people are struggling to figure out what would be a good replacement for Golos because no other 5-color commander really cares about lands, and that's true. It's a hard one, but I feel like I made a good case for Child of Alara and also Sigarda, or not Sigarda, sorry, Captain Sisay. As two alternatives for other ones, and then the other archetypes are actually surprisingly really easy to find replacements for. Like big mana is the next biggest archetype for Golos decks, so Joda is super easy to swap into, or Isika is also really easy to swap into, and then from there on, like, it was pretty easy. Landfall deck was also incredibly easy. Mutate was also super easy. Like, there was a lot of ones that I'm like, these are easy ones. The hardest one definitely was the lands deck, though. Not Landfall, the lands deck. And like Maze's End being a big subcategory of the lands deck. Wow, I already fell behind again. Tomer, can we have some Surveil synergies on the Eloise deck? Maybe, we'll see. Remember that Eloise is 5 mana though, so don't expect her to stay on the battlefield very long. You kind of want to have you kind of want to put Eloise on the battlefield and then get the maximum value out of her as quickly as possible, knowing that she's going to not be long for this world. If she is long for the world, then you just win. But just assume that she won't be. Also, Surveil synergies, there's only like 3 cards to care about Surveil. We'll see if we can move, if it's good enough, but I don't know, we'll play around with it. I'm definitely open to it. B702. None of these options are as niche as Mavinda's student. I'm sorry, Dylan. I don't think Mavinda's ever going to make it. She's like imagine Feather, but you only have half the card pool to work with. That's just not a winning combination right there. First time watching live, getting me through work. I'm glad, Gage. Have a good work day, and thanks for stopping by. Given how fast all the products are being dumped on us, Tomer, are there any past commanders from just this year you are still really want to play? Honestly, I think there's so many commanders that it's literally a blur to me. Like, I can only focus on a few at a given time. I would say the one that I still want to play the most is Brina, but Brina's not available online. So there's a lot of Strixhaven commander cards that aren't available online. There's even the D&D commanders aren't available online. They put in Sephiroth, but they didn't put the rest. So like Prosper and Brina would be top one. Brina is my very top one though. That would be the biggest of the biggest. Have you ever tried Jared for Borisburn? It adds green for ramp. That one's good, Pedro. I did not try it yet, but I know that it is a solid one. I hope the vote works fine. I vote where there were no votes, but Rem didn't go up that fast. I don't know. All I know is Stropple was really garbage, so hopefully this is better. Tovalar is my favorite, but I think everyone has their own list already for him. Already ordered mine. Nice. Goldspan, MTG, short at best. Yeah, I did a short on the Goldspan, and that was basically it. Tomer, if you build Rem, will you include a Sunforger package? Perhaps. Any thoughts about using him as Dragon's Approach commander? Dragon's Approach doesn't do damage to creatures, right? So he doesn't really... He adds 1 extra damage to the Dragon's Approach, but I don't think he's necessarily like particularly good at Dragon's Approach, unless I'm missing something. Hey Tom, what do you think of new Demir zombie commander from the precon? I think Vilhelt is really good. He's really solid. Tomorrow, working on a script for Alila Anthem stacks, went with a $100 deck list and was able to include Coat of Arms. Oh, I did not know Coat of Arms was cheap. Or I don't know the price of it actually. Would you have banned Golos? No. For the Gates players, I recommend Child of Alara. Yes, that's my pick for Gates players is Child of Alara. Especially kids, since Golos you can't even spin, or like it's very difficult to spin without library manipulation because you can't afford to exile your own Gates. So you're only using him for his ETB and like a blink package. And Child of Alara brings, I think, not as much of the same value, but a similar amount of value, just a little bit slower, but more resilient, I think. Very happy with Isika. Isika's fantastic. Problem with the Werewolf deck is having to flip the cards. Only thing I can think of buying doubles of all the cards. So what I would recommend, one trick is you can buy, or you could just use proxies of. There's like official proxies. I don't know if I have them anywhere nearby, but like all the sets that come with MDFCs, like Zendikar Rising and such, they came with these, instead of tokens, they came with like these proxy cards where you can write down the name of whatever card is in the sleeve. And then for your double face cards, I would recommend putting in those proxies into your main deck, and then have a sideboard in your deck of the double face, the actual werewolves. Put them in a sleeve, clear sleeve, and then whenever you're going to cast your werewolf or something from your hand, you can just take your sleeved up, clear sleeved creature from your sideboard or whatever, and put that on top, or put it as a replacement. That's how I do it with my MDFCs in my decks, at least. It is a little bit annoying though. It's an extra step. I agree. What are your thoughts on new werewolves? I've heard complaints that for a werewolf set, it didn't get enough. I think while that's true, we got a lot higher quality werewolves. I think we got enough werewolves that Werewolf Tribal will be happy. Not enough to the point where like you're gonna have a lot of variations in werewolf decks. There's gonna be basically a werewolf deck, and that's fine, honestly. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know how huge of a player-based Werewolf Tribal is, but like, if you want like a really good, solid all-around werewolf deck, you now have enough to do it. You won't have like a billion different sub-archetypes under werewolves, but that's fine, I think. Also, it is true that for a werewolf deck, or for a werewolf set, I think there's only like 3 more werewolves than there are vampires in this set, which is kind of wild to me. So maybe we'll see a lot more werewolves in Crimson Vow, and by maybe I think I'm betting on it, because it would be really weird if we got like 20 or so new werewolves in Midnight Hunt and like 16 vampires, and then we go to the vampire set and we have just like all vampires and the werewolves are gone. I think we'll get more werewolves. Don't worry. All right, 250. I'm gonna just answer the last things. Feel the same about Felisa. I like Felisa as well. Actually built my own Mavinda deck. It's satisfying and functional. That's good to hear, Dylan. Basically with 35, 40 colorless lands, I only play a handful of actually color lands. Can't play an actual 5 color commander, and I do want to still have that color. I didn't see the response to that, but okay. Would you build Tovalar anyway? I want to discover some hidden gems. I'm going to have a budget article on Tovalar, yes. It'll be coming out next week. Where's the poll? It should be in chat. Also, how's the music, by the way? Is it too loud? Too quiet? I'm increasing it by a little bit right now. What's your favorite Spellslinger commander of all time? Niv Mitzvah. What music? There's music? Yeah, there was music. There? Can you hear it now? I mean, I can put it all on full blast, but... Alright, I put it full blast. Tell me if it's too loud. Okay. All right. It is time to choose. And it seems like... Well, a new song is just starting up. So, let me know. It seems like Eloise is our victor for today. How's your CEDH Niv deck coming along? I put it on hold. I haven't really went in on... First of all, I need to still make the final list, but I just bought a couple cards that I knew are generically good, and by buy I mean I traded in for store credit and I got the cards. So I got Jewel Lotus and I think like 2 other cards, and that was basically it. But I haven't been motivated to finish it yet because like, who am I gonna play with? It's quieter now. It's quiet song. All right. So today we are going to be building Eloise Clue Aristocrats. So Eloise is the victor. I'm going to update Eloise Clue Aristocrats winner. Okay. We begin. I wish I could do the full demon voices like Pay to Win, like begin, but you know, cannot. So Eloise Clue Aristocrat. So this deck is going to be a combination of artifacts and sacrifice, and kind of merging the two ideas together and see what we get out of it, which I'm very excited for. Or we'll end the poll. Oh, hey, thanks, Coral. Let's say you were offered a deal where Wizards of the Coast would stop designing cards for the Commander, but both white and red would go back to their design space in 2015. Would you take that deal? Buh. That's like a... That's a cruel offer. What has white gotten that's specifically really good lately? In the past 6 years, I feel like white probably did get a bunch of good stuff. Probably my favorite thing with white they got was like more equipment support. And red got like insanity. They got Dockside, they got Jessica's Will, they got Underworld Breach, they got like a bajillion different impulse draw cards, and they got a bunch of new really powerful commanders. I think I'd still keep what they got. I'd still keep the design of red in 2021. Like, there's a couple cards that I feel like pushed it a little bit too far. Like, I think Dockside was a mistake. I think Jessica's Will was a mistake. I think Underworld Breach was a mistake that they calculatively do anyway. Like, I don't even understand why red would get Underworld Breach. It feels like just a color pie break, you know? I don't know. Seems weird to me. Anyway, but I think overall it would be more harm than good if we went back to 2015 design. There's a lot of really good stuff. Smothering Tithe and Drained Magistrate. I think Smothering Tithe was too strong too. I wouldn't shed a tear for either of those being gone. Anywho, it is brew time. So our goal with this deck is going to be artifacts, sacrifice, tokens, you know, surveil maybe. And that's what we're going to be building for. But first, what we're going to be doing is we're going to get the boring stuff out of the way to make sure that we have it already locked in. And we're going to start with the lands, and we're going to start with the ramp. So let's start with the ramp, or sorry, with the lanes first. Oh yeah, and I'm going to say, let's say a budget of $100. I like $100. We might change it up if we need to. Also, Eloise is already 13 of it, but I think $100 is a fair start, you know. And see where we go from there. Maybe I bump it a little bit, but I like having a little bit of a budget going on first. Cool, no poll. Well, I mean, a poll would take a bit of time. That's the only thing. Produces equals UB. How much is a Phyrexian Tower these days? It is a little bit. It's a little bit. Are people upset with $100, or are we generally cool with it? Because I can do a poll if people want, but I just kind of wanted to get to Brewing. Oh, not a sarcastic cool? Oh, okay. Okay, phew. 100 is good? I say 100 not including commander? Okay, that's fair. We'll leave out the commander from our tally, because Eloise will go down in price. Okay, so we're going to do $100 not counting our commander. So I'm just gonna be adding some lands. If you have any good suggestions for lands, let me know right now. I'm just gonna be adding like, you know, the basic tap lands. I like the stuff that comes into play untapped, obviously. But not a lot of those are available to us. Dismal Backwater, Command Tower, Path of Ancestry, obviously. Exotic Orchard. You really type out the card names one by one? Yeah, how do you do it? Is there a faster way that I'm not sure of? Or unknown? New MID lands. Yeah, new midlands. What is? Did we fall upon agreed upon name for the new cycle? This is the Shipwreck Marsh. Is a new one. Do we get a name for it yet? Or no? Temple of Deceit. Cheap. It's sheepish. I don't like this add to deck part though. Would mind not having that. Maybe if I control Shift V. Nope, still does it. Oh, Bajuka Bog, yep. Port of Carfel, yep. Slowlands. Buried Ruins, they're lands. Oh, and there's a tainted Isle, I think. Just got here. Are we going for any specific theme? Our theme is basically artifacts, aristocrats. Artifacts, aristocrats, whatever that will lead us to, I suppose. So we'll take out Drowned Catacomb. And nothing else is like super expensive. Any reason you're not just signing into Scryfall and using their deck builder? Then you can copy MTG Goldfish for posting. Is that a faster way of doing it? How do you do it? I've never done it on Scryfall. If I have to create an account... Don't make me create an account. I don't have a confirmation. On Scryfall, you just need an account, but once you have a deck ready, you can just press A while hovering over a card to add it to the... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it says we sent a sign-in link, but I don't have it. It's not even in my trash or anything. Whatever, we'll play around with it next time. Yeah, next time. Alright, let's get rid of these two. Oh no. It's not my spam. It just hasn't been sent yet. Oh, here we go. I still don't know how to use this. Let me create a deck. Let me. Why are these called lavender candied mid-range fresh fruity crunch? All right. Just build a commander deck. All right. Let's see how this works. Wait, why are you? Oh. Don't you sass me. All right, there we go. All right, we'll try it this way. Let's just pop in these. Pop in what we got. Can we just like copy paste everything we have already or no? Enter. I don't know how this is faster. Wait, that was the wrong thing. Choked estuary. There's an import button, but you can also copy the multiple. Match a merengue combo. Let's change that to Eloise Clue Aristocrats. Okay. So how do I just add cards to this? Can I like look up cards and now click on them or whatever? File deck has import options. Refresh your search. Okay, so I can press A. I like that. That's cute. Okay. All right. All right, we changed this though. All right. Okay. So let's A. Okay, I like this. You know what? I like this. The only thing I don't like is I have to then check the price, but whatever. Okay, but it doesn't show me the prices of these. How do I have them show the prices of these without like... Hey. How do I check the prices of these though? Because that's the whole point. If I'm doing done editing. Oh, okay. Well, but then I want to edit this out. That's an extra step, chat. That's not as convenient as I was hoping. Yeah, if we could get that. If we get that feature into Goldfish, that'd be great. All right, this is new and different though. I'm gonna go back to this way. I need to see the prices immediately. I don't know. I'm going back to the MCG Goldfish way. I'm sorry, chat. All right, we're doing ramp next. Are we adding Westvale Abbey? That's $7. What was the new one? There's a new Westvale Abbey. Trying a new way. We'll play around with the new way, fine. This one's good. Oh, I mean, it's fine. Oh, wait. A. Add to deck. A. Yeah, I could add a price limit. I would say like under 5. Less than 5. What's the other one? There was the there's Hostile Host Hotel. There's Westvale Abbey. Westvale. Alright, it's not in the budget. Wait, no. T Artifacts, I think. Alright. A. Oh, did we miss this? Maybe we missed it. High Market? Is High Market in the thingy? Oh wow, look how cheap it is. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was so cheap. Alright, we'll move this away for now. So we just have to get rid of like Dark Slick stores and stuff, but whatever, we'll get rid of it later. Reprints. Oh, I guess I should, Let's check what the new reprints are. I didn't really look at the deck list. Let's see what the new reprints are. Is there anything here that we can use? Well, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance got reprinted. That's huge. What is this? Crowded Crypt. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a corpse counter on Crowded Crypt. You can sacrifice it by paying 6. Create a... Ooh. That's kind of fun. That is a fun card. Is there any, like, good reprint lands? It's kind of like the same old, same old. I like that they reprinted Tainted Isle. Alright, let's... Outside the game. Non-lands. So Wayfarer... Can I just, like, type Wayfarer and then it will finish it? No. Apparently not. Talisman of... I wish it finished it for me. No, Dominance. Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, Mind Stone. Oh yeah, Mirror Landscape's good, yes. Mirrored Landscape. Let's switch this to a 1. Let's get rid of Dark Slick Shores. Oh, it only finishes if there's one of them. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ramp options. Commander's Sphere. 7 ramp options. Felwar Stone. Burnished Heart. Solemn Simulacrum. Keyrune? Keyrune's fine. Hey, Smug, how's it going? Are there any other creatures that sacrifice themselves? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bloodplet's a little too cute. I don't actually like Midnight Clock here, because Midnight Clock will shuffle away our library or graveyard. We could put in Priest of the Forgotten Gods, but I wouldn't count it as a... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need like 2 more. Oh, Inspiring Statuary, yes! Inspiring Statuary, yes. If it's a clue deck, it has to have Inspiring Statuary. It has to. Oh, Liquid Metal Quark, yeah. Alright, we're good. We're good on the artifacts for now. Let's edit it and see if there's anything that we need to take out. Wow, Dimir Signet's expensive. Wow, Talisman of Dominance is still showing up as expensive. Inspiring Statue is showing up as expensive. Whatever, we'll fix it in MTG Goldfish afterwards. Whatever. Okay. So we did mana, we did ramp, we'll do card draw now. We do card draw now. Reprint hasn't dropped yet. Yeah, that makes sense. Everflowing Chalice is good too, yeah. You need to change version to fix prices? How do you change version? All right, let's... Can you be over here? Okay. Oh, Morbid Opportunist? Yeah, yeah. Kel's Fight Fixer, yeah. Mole Drifter, yeah. Disinformation Campaign. Like, how do I can't even see the cards when I'm typing them though. You have to still look them up, right? Like, Standard, let's look at the Surveil cards real quick. Enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard, Surveil, and pay through life, you return to your hand, none of these are good. Getting a troll, you can Surveil 3. No, not good. Disinformation Campaign's like the only card here that I think matters. Whenever you Surveil, you return it to hand. So it's like slow. I play this a lot in Limited. It's fine. Surveil 2, then draw a card. We might want to run Discovery Dispersal. We might want to run Doom Whisperer. I don't think any of the other Surveil cards are going to make it. Maybe Master of Death? Give your upkeep. Turn it to your hand. I mean, that might be fine. Price of Fame might be fine. But also, I kind of want, like, Flashback Marauder effects over instants like these. Yeah, Price of Fame is decent. Alright, we're taking that. We're taking Dispersal. And I think that's it. Okay. So we got Kells, we got Mulldrifter, we got Disinformation Campaign, Master of Oof. I'm gonna say Tamio's Journal is good, but it's going to be in the tutor section. So we're adding Shimmer Dragon. I mean, Blood Operative. Is Blood Operative good enough? Whenever you surveil, you can just return it to hand. And it exiles one card. Maybe it's good enough. Maybe I'll throw it in. Deadly Dispute? Yeah, Deadly Dispute I like. Trove Tracker. When it dies, draw a card. And you pay. The Encore is really expensive. I'm not sold on this one. Thought Monitor. Affinity for artifacts. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Plum Forbidden. And this... you can't sacrifice artifacts, so you have to sacrifice creatures. I feel like the Surveil cards aren't good enough, but how often do you get to play Surveil cards in Commander? That's true, but like I don't think there's any value. Like I think like Blood Operative, Disinformation Campaign is definitely the most interesting of the Surveil cards. But there's like, if we're looking at payoff cards, there's like Disinformation Campaign, Blood Operative, Darkblade Agent, and the Mere Spy Bug. But like, there's no world where I care about or Whispering Snitch. There's no world where I care about these cards. The only effect that I care about is Disinformation Campaign. So I'm okay running Disinformation Campaign, but I'm not gonna run like Barrier of Bones because I have a Darkblade Agent in my deck somewhere. I'm gonna run Disinformation Campaign. It seems fine. It's like a mini Siphon Mind. I'm okay with that. And Blood Operative, you know, it will be in my graveyard randomly. I'll surveil. I'll put a 3/1 with lifelink on the battlefield. That's not the worst. Whispering Snitch, I just think is a little too little. A little bit too little. Enhanced Surveillance, I just don't care for. And that's basically it. Or sorry, yeah, this one. I don't care about this. Is he just get to surveil additional 2 cards? Nah. Is it worth it? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. Trail of evidence. Mirrodin Besiege. Master of Death. We don't have Master of Death. Do I actually want to pay 3 mana to put a zombie into the battlefield to fail 2? Do I care that I can return it back to my hand for 1 life? I don't know. I don't think so. I guess he's okay for like Skull Clam. Yeah, I mean, we should put in Skull Clamp. I don't know how much Skull Clamp is these days, but I think it's probably worth the $10 or whatever. Shimmer Dragon goes in, yeah. Look, I'll throw in Enhanced Surveillance and Master of Death, but I'll probably be cutting them. Just letting you know, probably cutting them. Trail of Evidence. I don't think we'll have enough instant sorcerers to make this good, but Thoughtcast, sure. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token artifact or creature, exile it. Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card. Yeah, this is good. Sacrifice it, roll a d10, return out to X cards. This part kind of feels bad. This one kind of feels bad. Because sometimes I don't think we want to exile it and only return some of the stuff back. I'm kind of iffy on that one. Ooh, Thopter Spine Network, yeah. Sage of... Is this Eloise? Yes. Sage of Latnam. Not bad. I like this more than Bag of Devouring, actually. Recon mission? No. What? This we're not really an attacky deck. Trading post? Yeah, this is probably a trading post deck. There's one card that scries, and I know that doesn't count as card draw, but I'm gonna throw it in anyway. Contraband Kingpin. I guess we're just gonna add some of these right now just to get them out of the way. But I like Armix. I like Disciple. Gonna throw in these as well, just because whenever you cast an artifact, nope. Will we have enough for energy? I don't know. Boop. Alright, I just wanted to find the Surveil one, but whatever. Okay. Bronze tablet? What's bronze tablet? Remove bronze tablet from your deck before what? What? Okay, I think we have enough card draw, I think, in the deck. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8-ish, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12-ish. 12-ish. Twelve-ish card draw in the deck. I think that's a good start. But you can also do like whenever we sacrifice. I don't even remember the whenever you sacrifice though. Whenever sacrifice. What's the other good ones? Whenever you sacrifice another non-token. Yeah. Crypt. Corpse counter. Whenever you sacrifice a clue. Ooh. Ah. Is this good enough? Probably not, but it's cute. I'll throw it in just because. It's kind of like bad card draw. Whenever another creature you control dies, it may pay 2 life if you do draw a card. That's just too much. And also the sacrifice outlet is just not good. I never really liked New Erebos. Whenever you lose 1 life for the first time. Alright. I kind of like Grim Hireling. I'm going to throw him in there as pseudo ramp. Kel's Fight Fixer I already have in there. To lose still draw cards? No. Ooh, Pond of Ulamog is also good for like ramp. I guess there's Pitiless Plunderer, but he's probably going to be a bit too expensive. Opponent sacrifice a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, target opponent sacrifice a creature. This could be like a cheap Grave Pact. Is this working? Ooh, and the Sifter of Skulls. Oh, and Smothering Abomination. I thought there were more. I guess it's when it dies. Whenever it dies. Maybe I need to be more specific. Ah! Nope. Come on. Dies, draw, card. So we can get Dark Prophecy in here. We can get Grim Hearth specs. Oh, non-token. That's a little awkward. It's another non-token. Whatever, we'll throw them in and see maybe not. Why can't I add you? There. We got the Skull Clamp. Okay. Contraband Kingpin's in the deck, yeah. Alright, we have plenty of card draw. We're gonna move on to removal. Removal. I really don't like that if you're in the editing phase, you can't mouse over. She does investigates. Whenever you sacrifice a token, surveil one. So we're gonna focus on creatures that can remove. Which commander are you brewing? Eloise. Actually, I'll update the Eloise, Clue, Aristocrats. All right, I've updated the video description. Whoa. Okay, so Playcrafter. Flesh bag. What's the last one? There's another one. Does the visual view still show prices? It does not. I wish I just want to see this while I'm editing, and I can like right click or something and remove. Like I like a lot of the stuff on Skyfall, like how they did the deck building, and I like how you can like just go over here and just add immediately. But there's a lot of things I don't like. and the big thing here is I just want like a remove button while looking at it. Demonic Disciple. Merciless Execution. Demon's Disciple. That's a good one, yeah. Are there... Herald of Anguish? Yeah, Herald of Anguish is nice. Witch's Oven? That's like cute. Yeah, okay. We'll add that. How are we gonna get rid of non-creatures? Is Kells in the deck? Yes. You know what I like here, actually? I like Ugin. Ugin the Ineffable. It's creeping up in price. It's creeping up in price. Unfortunately. But you can remove any permanent that's more colors, which I like. And he makes creatures that you can then sacrifice their tokens. So that's really fun. Maybe some counter magic. Oops, not that. Just 2 counter magics. Drown in the lock. Counter target spell with mana value. Oh. In its controller's graveyard, though. That's a little weird. I don't really have any milling going on, so. Ooh, maybe some of the other evoke creatures are good. Did we put in Shriek Maw? I don't think we did, actually. Is this card expensive? It's kind of. Okay. We have a decent amount of card target removal. I would say like 2 board wipes for this deck. Yeah, I think Glenelendra is going to be too expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. Damnation, as always, just casually dropping like a $20 card. $30 card. Energy Flux is an interesting combo. I'd rather just there's ways of sacrificing artifacts for value as opposed to just sacrificing them with Energy Flux. But on the snow is not. It's fine. Vanquish the Horde. Wrong colors. I feel like, did I do a budget of Rumi? Well, I'm not even at the top. Come on now. Here's my Rumi list. It was $52 at the time. Final, no. Did I not even have any board wipes in this deck? Jeez, I got so greedy. This deck doesn't have any board wipes. Come on, past me. You could do better than this. How much does Crux of Fate? $2. All right. Necromantic Selection is the cheapest, but it's 7. That's also 7. 6. Ritual Suit. Deadly Tempest, that's 6. Ooh, Floodgate. Oh, is this a Floodgate deck? I feel like it's a Floodgate deck. We're definitely putting Floodgate in here. Yeah. We're putting Floodgate in here. I can't not. Heck yeah, Floodgate. Why is the button not there sometimes? There we go. Does Massacre Girl count? I think Massacre Girl does count, yeah. She's a little bit more interesting too because we can reanimate her. Alright, we'll put those 2 in. I think that's fine. That's a fine start. That's a fine start. Alright, Graveyard Recursion. Graveyard Recursion. We could do stuff like Apprentice Necromancer. Ooh, Victimize is good, yeah. Persist. That's interesting. Budget's like $100-ish, not counting the commander. How big is Eloise? Does she die as a demon? It's a 4/4. Okay. Tribal recursion? It's not a tribal deck though. Massacre Girl is better than Floodgate, but I think Floodgate's cute. Put in a demon. Strains of Night, not this deck, no. Kind of like Obsessive Stitcher. I mean, we could just like also just straight up just put a Rumi in the deck. That could be fun. Do we just put a Rumi in the 99? I kind of want to. All right, those are some good recursion options. Flexible tutors. Flexible tutors. I don't really want to put in like Diabolic Tutor. Ooh, actually we want Diabolic Tutor, don't we? Oh yeah, Tamio Journal. Yes, yes, Tamio Journal. Tamio's Journal. That's a good one. That's a good one. Question in chat, pull a Silver Drazi. Oh, it just disappeared. Nah, Phyrexian Golem Vonkor is not what this deck is in. We want to find March of the Machines. That's the thing. Because I forgot that March of the Machines is good. Here. Alright, we'll throw in Demir House Guard. The other ones I don't think we want. No. What about Phyrexian Reclamation for Recursion? It's pretty good. Is this expensive? kind of expensive. I'll add it for now. This is kind of cool. Whenever it becomes untapped, you may discard a non-land card. If you do, search your library for a card with the same mana value as that card. Problem is that we won't have a lot of easy ways of tapping, untapping it. But very cool. Scryfall. Scryfall, there you go. Sacrifice your artifacts. This has potential. I've never been impressed with the Forge Master, honestly, though. Like, every single time I play the Forge Master, he either dies before I get to use it, or I just don't have 3 artifacts that I want to sacrifice. So DC would be great if you ever got reprinted. Runescar Demon. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. Scryfall is still the best option, but just sometimes Scryfall is a little slow. Artifact creature card. That's kind of cool. Artifact creature cards. Show up for card, put it into graveyard. I'm gonna come back to the tutoring because I don't know what I'm tutoring for yet. Graveyard Hate we already got. Finishers we already got. All right, I want to see how this deck looks like right now. Scryfall, please. So we have 19 cards. 19 lands. We want more lands. Oh wow, we got a bot. Amazing. Cool. Okay. 19 lands. We want to add some lands. So, island. Say like 10, 20, 8. What? What does cleanup do? I clicked it, but I don't know what it does. Oh, I guess it orders everything. Wait, copy to clipboard. Okay. Let us make some quick cuts. We're not too far off from the target price, actually. So we got Contraband, Disciple of the Vault, nice finisher. Contraband Kingpin, nice finisher. Oh, I should definitely put in March of the Machines. Is there anything that is as good as March of the Machines, or is there just like there's a saga that does the same thing? Is there any like other March of the Machine cards that I can add? March of the Machines. Oh yeah, Time Sea is good too. Rise and Shine. Target creature, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for I guess that is a cute way of winning, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make the cut. I don't think it's good enough. No, I wanted a static effect so I can combo off Eloise. Yeah. No, I don't think Rise and Shine is something I want in the deck. You can overload it. It doesn't combo off. They need to be constantly a creature so they can immediately die to Eloise and then you win. No, okay. We'll just move on. Disciple of the Vault, good. To clarify, chat, the way we're going to be winning is we're going to be draining out our opponents with Eloise combo. So the idea is that we drop March of the Machines on the battlefield. That's going to turn all of our clues into 0/0 creatures that will immediately die. Eloise will see them die, and it will investigate to make an Elo clue token. So we're going to make infinite clues. They're all going to die. And then we're going to ping our opponents to death with Disciple of the Vault and stuff. It's a pretty effective combo, I would say. But that means we don't need a bajillion different ways to, like, turn our clues into 4/4s and smack people with them. Because that's just not as effective as their primary win condition. And we don't really need them as bad alternative win conditions, I don't think. So Disciples staying in. Contraband Kingpin's also just good. Sleuth's not that great. I mean, it will flip pretty consistently, but then it's a 3/2 without any evasion, so that's kind of bad. Priest of the Forgotten Gods I like. Sage of Latinam I like. Academy Rector I like. Arumi I like. Armix I also enjoy. We won't have a lot of artifacts in the graveyard. We don't have a lot of artifacts in this deck, but we should have a decent amount of clues, and this is a repeatable creature removal. But maybe it's just not the right deck for it. Blood Operative is fine. Burnish Heart's very good. Disciple's very good. Fleshback Marauder's very good. Grim Haruspex is good. Master of Death is fine. Merciless Executioner is good. Midnight Reaper is good. Morbid Opportunist is good. And the Obsessive Stitcher is fine. Pawn of Ulamog is very good. Playcraft is also very good. Maybe I think Armix is just not that good here. Actually, I'm going to take out the Armix. I think we have enough ways of just like sacrificing and killing things. So we'll take out Armix. Morbid I like. Pawn of Ulamog I like. Sai. We don't have a lot of artifact spells. So while he is a very good, efficient producer of creatures, we only have 19 artifacts, so I don't think he's going to really be that good. Crackdown Construct, I just kind of threw him in there because I thought maybe if we do like a Lightning Greaves combo, then that would be good, but I don't think we need it. Dimir Houseguard is a sack outlet, which is nice, but it also tutors up March of the Machine, so it does double duty here. Draw Scorpion, again, it's a good combo card, but it's just not a combo that we're looking for in this deck, so we're going to take that out as well. Floodgate, I think, is pretty cute. But probably, it's probably not consistent enough. I'll take out Floodgate. Grim Hireling. We're not really attacking too much, but if we can attack, it's really good. I'm gonna keep it in for now. Don't we want Blood Artist and Azulaport Crafter too? Yeah, probably. Ah, this frickin'. Like these. Death Fang, 6 mana to not do too much. Wow, Shimmer Dragon got expensive. When did that happen? And why is everything so slow? Is this my internet? Is my internet slow? Man. Jesus. Alright. I'm gonna take out Persist. I think we have better options here. Sculpt is good. Victimize is good. Draw Return's fine. First is fine. Podcast is fine. Discovery Dispersal, is it good enough? Yeah, it's probably fine. Skull Clam's super expensive, but it's worth... I don't think the Bobble's worth at like $3. It's good, but... Oh yeah, Grinding Station. I didn't need Grinding Station. So I got Grinding Station. Probably want Alter the Brood. I'd prefer just Blood Artist over Alter the Brood. Talisman and Dominance is still expensive. Trail of Evidence, not happening in this deck. You don't have that many 1/1s for Skull Clamp? You don't need a lot of 1/1s for Skull Clamp. You just, you just clamp like a random creature or whatever, and then you sacrifice it. I can't imagine it's going to be too hard to get value out of it. Weaponcraft Enthusiast. Like, why is my thing like this? Oh, come on. Yeah, the bot is relentless. Well, I mean, I hit one, so it's the same whatever is spamming with multiple accounts. Fetid Pools. Frostmarsh, super expensive. Fetid Pools, expensive. Drowned Catacomb, Acceptance. Creeping Tar Pit. Alright. Drowned Catacomb. Fetid Pools. We'll keep... We'll keep that. Frostmarsh we'll take out. you really want Springjack Pasture, I will go on the record to say, Dylan, I don't think Springjack Pasture is good. It's also $1. No, we're not having it. The problem is that you're spending 5 mana to make a single token. That's just not a good rate. I'm sorry. If you're in a position where you're spending 5 mana, where it is a good idea to spend 5 mana to make a single 0/1 token, you're in a very bad spot, I'll say. The one that I do enjoy in terms of a land that makes creature tokens is the Kobold one, the red one, where you're only spending 3 to make a token. That's a lot more reasonable than spending 5 to make a token. Tomer to goat and it's cute. Yeah, that's fair. Those are valid points. Granted. I think we're more black heavy, so I'll put in one more swamp. Yeah, Castle Ardenvale is, yeah. The cost for it is pretty decent. Why did I have Era of Innovation here? At some point I was thinking about energy, but I feel like that's a bit of a reach. So I think I'm gonna take out the Era of Innovation. I think it's kind of cool, but you have to. It demands a lot from you. You have to pay a lot of mana for that. Gonti's Aether Heart does not demand for you to spend extra mana, but we don't have anything else to do with our energy, nor do I feel inclined to start adding a bunch of energy cards. So I'm going to take out Gonti's Aether Heart as well. Whenever you cast an artifact spell... Oh, yeah, I don't have enough artifacts, so we're going to take out Mirrodin Besiege as well. Whoop. Disinformation Campaign I'm going to keep in. Dark Prophecy is a little bit harder to cast, but I don't think it's bad. Isn't as good as Mausoleum Secrets? What? Isn't Mausoleum Secrets you cast spells from your graveyard? Oh, Mausoleum Secrets. I was thinking about it. There's like a Innistrad blue enchantment that I was thinking about. Search your library for a black card with mana value equal or less than the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I don't think this is true. Alright, let's get rid of Dark Prophecy. It saves us a little bit of money. Has Disciple of the Vault been caught already? No. Alright, Enhanced Surveillance. Do I want to surveil an extra 2? Maybe. This is like so borderline. Tammy's Journal is fine. Trading Post is fine. It's okay. Statuary I'm keeping. Dimir Kirun is fine. Actually, no, the Kirun is not that great. I was thinking about Cluestone. Dimir Cluestone's fine. And by fine, I mean I wouldn't want to play it, but... Take out the key rune. And then we'll take out the Wayfarer's Bauble. This is 275. And then Discovery Dispersal, we don't need. I don't think. Thoughtcast is fine. Reverse Engineer's fine. These are fine. What's the payoff for the Turk? It's a 2-mana rock. The Death Fang we don't really need. Reprocess would have been a good card draw. It's just too much. It costs way too much. Like the amount you need to sacrifice to get that value is just too much. And it costs 4 mana. It's not a fan of reprocess at all. It's such a win more card, and to get to that win more state, it's so much. I said so much a lot. Too much. I like all these cards. Marionette Master, Shimmer Dragon, Herald of Anguish, Thought Monitor. I like all these a good bunch. Burning Rune Demon, 6 mana, yes, but it does put something in the graveyard. You could just like reanimate it afterwards or get something into your hand as well. Ball Drifter, Shriekmaw, I like. Massacre Girl, I like. Blood, I like. Smothering Ab-Bomb, I like. I like all of these. How much is the Plunderer these days? Wow, this is slow. No, Manufacturer's in the deck. Oh, okay. Ah, I see. I see. Normal price for 4-year-old in uncommon? Yeah. Do I need to do anything else? Academy Manufacturer might be fine to cut out. I disagree. I think the fact that it makes treasure is really good. The food, nobody cares about the food tokens. I mean, they're fine, but it's the treasure tokens that I care about. Thought through Side Network is kind of slow, not many artifact creatures. But you only have to control an artifact, not artifact creatures. Oh, yeah, if it's control deal combat damage. That's true. It is slow. Howling worth it? I mean, we're kind of at our price. We want it to be $100 not counting Eloise. And we've hit it. So I think it's worth it in that regard. Oh, Skullport Merchant. I don't mind Skullport Merchant. What about Woe Strider too? Is Woe Strider cheap? How much is Woe Strider? $1.49. How much is Viserys here? How much are all these cards? Great. Block my view. Goldfish. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Viserys here is cheap. Blood Artist is $5. Zulaport Cutthroat's not $5. Goodbye, Blood Artist. Huh? Well, that was why I wanted that spring. Dylan, you just wanted a goat tribal deck? Food is fine for Shimmer Dragon. Yes, this is true. It's a very admirable something, I guess. If you want to pay 1, you can return it to your hand. We could put in like Wonder or something and give our stuff flying. That's kind of cool, I guess. Meat Hook Massacre would be perfect. It's too expensive. Kind of a lot of mana, probably. It does let us destroy a permanent, but yeah. Yeah, we'll take out the Thopter Steinmech for not enough going on here. We're gonna throw in a Wonder. And I do like Skullport Merchant. And at that point, we'll probably take out the Viserys here. Like, it is the most efficient way. But Woest Rider, not that much more expensive. And it costs 3 or 5, but we can get it from the graveyard, and we're a Surveil deck, so I feel like that has more benefit there. I think that's it. Now we just like cut down. How does March of the Machines work with clues? So with Eloise on the battlefield, March of the Machines will make all your clues 0/0s because they have a mana value of 0. So they immediately die. Eloise then says, hey, I see you have a clue that just died. It's a creature, so you investigate. So make another clue. That clue dies. Rinse, repeat, infinite times. And then if you have like Disciple of the Vault on the battlefield, you just win the game because you drain everybody's life total to 0. It works also with Zulaport Cutthroat. It also works with Marionette Master. We don't really need a billion of them. We just, like, 3 is more than enough, I think. Like, you just find one of these 3 cards, you put down March of the Machines, Eloise, you win. It's Wonder too cute, 4 mana to cast, and then sack. It's not to cast or sack, it's to put it into the graveyard directly with, like, Eloise or something. But then again, I don't think we need it, because we're not really an attacky deck. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take out Wonder. We're probably going to take out the Grim Hireling just because we don't have much evasion, and we don't really need to. Grim Hireling. I like this card a lot, but whatever. Take that out. Save again because the stupid thing needs a refresh. There's a good chance the game ends in a draw if someone messes with this, right? Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's a risk I'm willing to take. I guess Reverse Engineer is like not as good anymore. We've hit the thing I want to hit, by the way. So at this point, I am pretty happy with where the deck is. I need to cut down 2 more cards. I think it's going to be Thoughtcast, honestly. And then we just kind of like need... Cut Priest? Priest is a sack outlet, though. Oh, 2 other creatures. I guess it's a little bit clunky. I think we have Thoughtcast is good, but we already have like Thought Monitor and Muldrifter and all that stuff, and that's just better in the deck. I kind of want like another tutor or two for the March of the Machines, but we have one. Maybe I put in like a Dark Petition or something like that too, but no Bastion of Remembrance at present. Should I have Bastion of Remembrance? Master of Death and... I think we can go down one of the... everybody sacrifice a creature. I think we want at least two in our deck. And Demon's Disciple and the Playcrafter are the two best. But having four is kind of a lot. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take out the Merciless Executioner. Yeah, Daring Sleuth is probably not great. I like it, but it's not that great. All right, what are All right, we're at 99. Ooh, I can add Malakir Rebirth now. Yay! I can add Malakir Rebirth. Please don't be so expensive anymore. Reprint, please. Yay! It fits the budget. All right, we're at 100. I kind of want to get like one more flexible tutor for March of the Machines, and then we're pretty good. I think. I don't know. All right, now that I know what I'm looking for, Sphinx Summoner can find what? Academy Rector. That's the only notable thing. Solemn. That's not good enough. Trinket Mage can find Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, which is Oven. Ooh, Trinket Mage is actually pretty decent in this deck. Ways to find Trinket Mage, or ways to find Skull Clamp is always a good start for any deck. I think we're gonna take out the Master of Death. I don't think Night Dealings is going to do it. We don't have evasion. So I'm happy with Trinket Mage. Trophy Mage. Does Trophy Mage got anything good? Time Sieve, Talisman, Mind Stone, Liquid Metal. So a bunch of Mana Dorks and Time Sieve. Is that good enough? And then higher than that, like Stature is good, but like Nadir's Nightblade. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. We don't have other non-artifact tokens? I'm not sure about that. Oh, I guess Trophy Mage is pretty good. Okay, we'll get in Trophy Mage. Maybe we'll drop out Priest of Forgotten Gods. So we'll get Trophy Mage in here. Yeah, we want to focus on tutoring it, but then I get distracted. Able to see could do it, but in a very awkward way. All of these others do not work. Sidisi would have worked. Behold the Beyond? That's way too much. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask for. I think Final Parting could work though. Yeah, no thank you. 7 mana, discard your hand tutor. It's not where not what I jive with. Can I post a link? Yeah, you can. Or you should be able to. 101 cards. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot, I'll be honest. This is how do you say pogs? What else can I cut here? Maybe the Dread Return, though I do like the fact that you can flash it back. Maybe the Burning Rune Demon. Because we can't find March with it. I'll take out the Burning Rune. I think this is good. I'm really happy with this, actually. I'm not sold on the what's the errors fix? Oh, not legal, right? I'm still not sold on enhanced surveillance, but I'm willing to like at least see it. You know, I'm willing to see it in action and then decide whether I want it in Eloise or not. Because she's like the only surveil. I'm not gonna start adding mediocre surveil cards to make enhanced surveillance good. But it could work, and at the very least, it saves our library, our graveyard, so that's kind of good, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We got a decent amount of removal. We obviously have a lot of card draw and ramp, a lot of sacrifice, and our win condition is pretty straightforward. We're gonna Eloise, Martin Machine, and win the game. If that doesn't work, I think we just beat people to death with 5-6 flyers and hope that that's going to be enough. Or at the very least, we'll draw a lot of cards in Dirtle. Anything search for? Yeah. But I don't know. There's not a lot of other 4-drops that I'd be willing to transmute into. Whereas Final Parting is just, puts it in her hand, puts something in the graveyard. All gravy. All gravy. Nadia's Nightbill is good too. I will say that. Is it better than Marionette Master? Actually, maybe. Maybe. Maybe we do replace Marionette Master with the Nightblade. I could be convinced. Marionette Master can win without the combo, much more damage at once. That's only 4. I'm gonna do it. Boom. Yeah, this should be it. I'm pretty happy with this. There could be more tinkering afterwards, but I think this is a good start. We're actually even below our target, right? Because without ignoring Eloise's price, we even have a couple of dollars to spare, so all is good. Job successful, I think. Yeah. I was thinking like maybe we run the overload card as a backup plan, but I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's needed. I think the backup plan is just like beat people up with 5 5s in the air and whatever, and hope that's enough. Anywho, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wednesday stream. I know it's a little bit different. We didn't have a gameplay today, but I didn't want to mess around with Magic Online on the day of an extended maintenance. And I was really excited to do some Midnight Height Brewing, so hope you all liked it. I'm excited. Maybe next week, hopefully, maybe, if Eloise is available online, we'll get to do some of that stuff. And yeah. Otherwise, thanks for joining. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully we'll play it next week, Wednesday. And maybe not. Have a good one, everybody. We'll be having Golos, alternates to Golos going up maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. And the pre-con upgrades are going to be coming out next week, I believe. And yeah. Maybe another Backseat Brew on Sunday stream. All right, everybody. I'm out. Later. Bye.